Hello everyone! Today we're getting back to one of the most creative Skibidi multiverses I know. And unfortunately, I had to do a pretty long break from it, so when the new episode came out, I had to make a decision again. What exactly should I analyze this time, episode 6 or 7? And let me tell you that episode 6 was really lengthy and emotional. So I didn't want to do just one short video about it. So today I decided to analyze the freshest episode of Skibidi Saga, and then make a longer video dedicated to full version of episode 6, including the secret scene. And please write me in the comment section, what would you prefer more? To have one lengthy video about the whole episode 6 after today's analysis, or should I divide it into two shorter videos? Because I noticed a decrease in your guys' views on Maxidy's multiverse, so I want to choose a better option for you all. Okay. And now get your tea and snacks ready, and prepare to watch this video to the end, because I'm going to reveal all the secrets of episode 7 to you, and I'm also going to point all the Easter eggs that you could have missed on your own. Let's go! And in case you don't remember how the events of today's episode took place in snowy Russia instead of usual Skibidi toilet locations, let me remind you of the outcome of the previous episode. So as it turned out, Titan Cameraman had left this world for good, as his memory chip was damaged beyond repair, and it was all Skibidi scientists' fault. So right now, the most necessary mission for the whole Alliance is to track down this rat and finally finish him off. So yeah, although Cassetteman's race tried to convince the Alliance to stop the war with Skibidi toilets, they chose an incredibly wrong timing for that, because the cameramen are really furious because of the passing of Titan Cameraman right now. So there's two ways that the Alliance will come to terms to Cassetteman's preposition, and they understood it themselves. So instead of this, Cassetteman suggested another plan. They used this very map that Plungerman has found previously in the abandoned Skibidi base in episode 5, and found out where Skibidi toilets evacuated to in secret, because they were supposed to be in this bunker that Plungerman entered, but he found no one except Rizsaw Skibidi Mutant there. And the reason for it was that Skibidi toilets actually fled to the second base that they had, and this base is hidden in Siberia, Russia. And thankfully, Cassettemen are originating from Russia as well, so they suggested that it's highly possible to find Skibidi scientists in there. And one of Cameraman also warned the Alliance to keep themselves warm, as Siberia is an extremely cold place, so that their systems wouldn't get frozen to the point of no return. So now Titan TVman and his army has all the information they need for a successful raid. And meanwhile, Titan SPEAKERMAN stayed at the base to receive some upgrades. So it's solely Titan TVman's special mission, and it's only cameramen and some elite agents like Speakerwoman or Polycephaly TV Man who's keeping him company, because Speakerman actually refused to join this raid. Okay, and now as you know everything that you need, let's get to the analysis of the 7th episode. And it starts in the middle of the heated battle, and just as promised, its events happen in the snowy territory of Russia. And of course, tanks are involved into action, because why the heck not? We're in Russia after all. So we can see one Skibidi in a helmet who's furiously shooting back at his opponents who are also using tanks to fight him. Or to be more precise, what they're using to fire a missile at him is not just a tank, but more of a catapult as I can see it. And the missile hits its target successfully. And in this moment, we can hear a meme metal pipe sound that Boom likes so much recently. And after that, we see a longer battle scene, where Maxidy can finally show us all his creativity in terms of battle sequences while using his unique animation style. And by the way, I think it's a perfect moment to mention that even our old friend Verlance, who is the creator of Skibidi Wars Multiverse, showed up in the comments to this episode and complimented Maxidy for his artwork. Hey guys, when are we gonna see a crossover between your multiverses? It would be really cool, you know. Okay, but let's get to business now. We can see a lot of really cool fighting in here, and what also got my attention is the way Titan TV Man walks in this frame after he effortlessly consumed lots of hostile missiles with his core. Is it just me, or maybe different multiverse creators loved making him look like a total Chad recently? But it doesn't stop multiple Skibidi from attacking him anyways, and this Skibidi was the one who actually exhausted all of TV Man's patience. Somehow he manages to crack the Titan's TV screen on his right shoulder, and after such insolence and a short pause of silence, the Titan falls into some real rage, and he turns on his god's invincibility mode and leaps at his unlucky opponent in a very anime-like style. And then he simply beats the poor freak into the ground with the victorious sit down.
Sit down.
Well, okay, Kendrick. Then the camera changes its angle, and we see the comeback of the legendary big cameraman with the red plasmic minigun that debuted in the second part of episode 69 of Boom's original series, and also was the POV in the following episode. And it seems like he arrived to Maxidy's universe too to save the day. And then we see another frame which looks pretty similar to this iconic scene from the original series as well. And then we're getting to Polycephaly, which is entertaining himself by frying Skibidi toilets to their bones. One of the cameramen says to him that one of the Alliance's agents has already infiltrated the second Skibidi base, to which Polycephaly responds perfect, and teleports away to join this brave agent. And then we see yet another anime-inspired melee fight between the Dark Speakerman and this Skibidi mutant with a katana. And the scene where they crossed their blades reminded me a lot of this scene from the anime called Vampire Hunter D: Bloodlust. And just as it happened in this anime, the sword of the protagonist's opponent breaks from such pressure, and although he still tries to fight back, he can't overlevel the Dark Speakerman's unique fighting abilities. So next we see another reference, but this time to the movie called Matrix, as there were a lot of epic slow-motion scenes where the characters just kicked their opponents' butts afterwards. And of course, following the golden rule of badass character, the Dark Speakerman finishes his opponent off without even looking at him. And to say even more, one precise hit with his knife sets his enemy's head on fire and makes him explode. And of course, our Chad doesn't look back at it either. He's just way too cool for that, you know. Meanwhile, the girlies squad, in a form of Speaker Woman and Camera Woman, are rocking their opponents as well, and as they're all done with Skibidi guards protecting the base, they can finally come inside. And then something really interesting happens. Although both girls seem to not mind anything but their special mission, some thoughts of doubt start crumbling into the Dark Speakerman's head. He starts remembering everything that Cassetteman said to the Alliance shortly before this raid was planned. How Skibidi toilets were just innocent people before they got infected with Skibidi virus, and that it would be better to find a more ethical solution to help the both sides of this desperate confrontation. So I can see that in this exact moment, the Dark Speakerman begins to understand that the mission that they are on right now is just another sequence of this merciless war, and it probably won't help anybody, but will only worsen the current situation. So I'm thinking that in the next episode, we'll see some sudden change of mood from his side, and if he won't find support amidst other members of the Alliance, the things might get pretty risky. Plus, I keep thinking about how him and Plungerman exchanged such a warm set of goodbyes, and they even replicated this iconic handshake scene from the movie called Predator that Boom also referenced a lot of times in his original series. What all this reminded me of? Considering how heavily Maxidy seems to get inspired by different anime, I really think of the moment from Naruto anime, where Tsunade and Jiraiya also kissed each other goodbye. They were old friends as well, and Tsunade wished him the best of luck on Jiraiya's mission, and told him to be careful to stay alive. And he laughed it off just like the Dark Speakerman at the end of the 6th episode did. But guess what happened afterwards? Jiraiya faced a stronger foe he couldn't handle and actually left this world. So considering how similar this scene and the ending scene between Plungerman and the Dark Speakerman was, I am really getting nervous for the Dark Speakerman's life now. And at the end of 7th episode, we see no other than Skibidi Scientist himself, who watched everything that happened around the base. Then he activates a special device that translates Skibidi language into human speech and states that Titan TVman approaches them. And he orders to prepare G-Toilet for a battle and adds, "This time nothing will get in his way." And man, this phrase sounded really cold. Plus, this means that we'll see an even more epic return of G-Man really soon, and I hope he will be cooking just as he does in Boom's original series right now. I love how events are getting more complex with each new episode, and that was all for today. I'm looking forward to the release of the next episode of this really cool multiverse, and don't forget to write in the comments below what do you think will happen in the future episodes of this series. And be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel not to miss my new cool videos. And it was me, IsoToilet. See ya!